The ability to master your attention and put it into the reality that you want is the answer to creating your life. Now, this is Beast Mastery Classroom. This is where I teach you how to become a beast mentally, physically, and spiritually. These teachings will be passed on to my kids. I have a 5-year-old daughter that is sitting down at her desk like a good girl and listening, and I have a 2-year-old boy swinging off some rings, and I ain't gonna be able to stop him from actually making noise, so please excuse his noise. Little boy, sit down. He's lucky he's 2, or he would get his ass whooped. That was a joke for legal reasons, apparently. Now, what do I mean by mastering your attention? Your attention, I like to break down things spiritually and physically and scientifically. So your attention spiritually is the all. Okay, so the only thing that actually exists in this world is your attention. If you want to look at it from the all is mind, the Hermetic principle. Um, if you want to look at it scientifically, well, if you don't master your attention, you'll never be able to do the work that you want to do to actually create the life that you want. So, science is actually just there to prove what happens spiritually, yeah? Now, my favorite philosophy is the Hermetic principles. The Hermetic principles, the very first principle of the Hermetic principle is let me just turn this. Okay. The very first principle, the all is mind. What does the all is mind mean? So the all is mind actually is referring to consciousness. Well, consciousness is everywhere, yeah? So because consciousness is everywhere, or whatever word you want to put onto it, you want to put on the universe, or you want to put on God, or you want to put on the infinite intelligence, or whatever it is, but it makes up everything. It makes up this whiteboard, it makes me up, it makes my daughter up, it makes my son up, makes my wife, literally everything. Everything is connected as one. Everything is connected as one. Now, what we have been taught is nothing is connected. That's what we've been taught. Nothing is connected. Yeah, so we've been taught that we are separate from the whiteboard and the tree. But quantum physics has proven that everything is actually connected, and they ran an experiment where they got the same atom and they separated it, like I think it was like across the world, and at the exact same instance that they activated the atom, the other one got activated too. That proved, like the very same instance, like faster than light speed, yeah. So that proved that we are all actually connected. Now, why is this important when you want to create your reality? Because if you understand that the all is mind, and through your intention and your attention, yeah, they're two different things. So intention is I have an intention, I have a desire to do something, but the attention is actually what creates it. So through your attention, you get to create any life that you want. If you want the life of a big house, or if you want the life of becoming a multimillionaire or a billionaire or whatever it is, you need to master your attention. Now, the ones on top actually know this, and that's why the ones on top have came out with, if you look at social media, they've came out with a plan to reset your attention span to like 1.5 seconds now. That's how bad people's attention spans are. Because if they can't focus on one thing for longer than 1.5 seconds, if it doesn't interest them, then they are never going to be able to create the reality that they want, and they're always going to be a slave. So the best way to actually start mastering your attention and if anybody knows what I'm about to write down, put it down in the comments. Meditation. What's meditation? Jazzy, do you know what meditation is?
Meditation means a
Means what? You don't know? Okay. Meditation literally means sitting with yourself. Just sit there and do nothing. Like if I just sit here, like I wake up every day and I will sit by myself and just sit there. You don't have to do nothing. You don't have to do nothing. You just have to sit there. Just sit there. And that's meditation. Sit there in silence. People get it wrong. People think that I don't know how to meditate, or I need to stop my thoughts, or I need to be doing this, or I need to be doing a certain chant, or there is different kinds of meditations where you could be chanting. A lot of Buddhists use that. A lot of Hindus use that, and it's those meditations are specific for. They're specific for certain things when you want to activate certain things. But the best meditation that you can ever do is just sit in silence. Sit in silence. When you learn to sit in silence, you'll learn to master your attention. Because if you can't sit with yourself, you will never ever stop reaching for that distraction that is going to get you from processing the emotions that you need to process so you can find your self-worth. Because God doesn't give you what you want, He gives you what you know you're worth. Okay? So think about it like this. When you were created and God gave you the whole world. You came out of your mama, okay? God gave you the whole world. And then what happened? Well, people started programming you. Yeah. You're not enough. But that's their belief. And they done it subconsciously too. It's their belief. But what does God think about you? What does God think about you? Jazzy, what does God think about you?
greatest.
You're the greatest, yeah?
Yes.
See that? This is coming from a 5-year-old girl. God thinks you're the greatest. Very good answer.
Thank you.
I love it. Now, we've been tricked by the mind, the ego. So I want to give you some interesting facts about your thoughts. Yeah, your thoughts are actually not your own. And Buddha was actually most famous for this. Your thoughts are not your own. And sitting in silence is actually the best way to separate from your thoughts. But let me tell you something else. No one knows where thoughts actually come from. Now, when they've tried to observe thoughts, yes, Jazzy?
I know where it comes from.
Where?
It comes from Mama with the tree. With Mama tree.
Or is that where thoughts come from? Oh, okay. Well, that's an interesting take. So, when scientists have tried to observe where the thoughts are actually coming from, they don't know what realm it's coming from. It's not a realm that we can perceive here on this earth, okay? But all they know is they can see a spark of electricity that comes into your brain when you have a thought. That's it, okay? Now, they know that from certain frequencies that like fear and shame and guilt and all that stuff, they know from that will keep you down. So when you have like fear, shame, guilt, when you have like these, anger, when you have these frequencies, they give you a certain electromagnetic field. They give you a certain electromagnetic field that actually your frequency starts like this. Like this is like the frequency rate. That's your frequency rate. The rate. That's why anxiety, if you're having anxiety or panic attacks, it's like your heart is beating so fast. Okay? What we need to get at, and so what I'm getting at with this is because they know this, yeah, all they need to do, and this is kind of a conspiracy theory, but as being proven, yeah, is because they know this, they can pump in certain frequencies into certain areas and they can affect your electric magnetic field. So this is you, okay? This is you here. That is drawing so good, yeah? Okay, so that's you. And now we have something called the Taurus field. Taurus. I should have probably used a different color, but that's okay. So we have a Taurus field around us. This is a electromagnetic field. So let me just write this for you. Electromagnetic field. Okay, so we have an invisible field around us. Okay? Now, because they know this, if they're pumping frequencies, sound wave frequencies into the environment, and let's say it's a high rate frequency, and it comes into here, and you have no mastery of your attention, and you just let anything affect you, what do you think is going to happen to you? Do you know what's going to happen to you, Jazzy? No? Okay. Well, you're going to absorb this high rate frequency that you don't want because you don't want any fear, you don't want any shame, you don't want guilt, you don't want any anger, okay? Because that is a high rate frequency that is going to cause sickness and diseases in your body, okay? The way to fix this, let me show you how to fix this. Okay. Okay. The way to fix this. When you sit in silence, I will draw a guy meditating. Okay? That's a guy meditating, okay? That there, That's a guy meditating, okay? So when you sit in silence by yourself, okay, now you are able to stabilize your field. You're able to choose not to react to your circumstances. Okay. Now, what you're actually doing here is you're building power and awareness. You're building power and awareness when you actually get to sit there by yourself and not do anything, okay? Now, let's say right now that you sit there and you get to build power and awareness and you actually are present, ready? Present in the moment. Present in the moment. You get to see that your life is actually a gift. It's a gift, yeah? Your life is a gift. Because what is present? Like, why do they call it? They call it present time. Why do they call it present time, Jazzy?
Because it's when your birthday is.
Yeah, on your birthday you get presents. Yeah,
Yes.
that's right. And every day is your birthday because every day you actually, when you go to sleep, you go back to the dream world or the real world, and then when you wake up, you come into another dream world. So, but life is a gift. So present time is a gift. Yeah. So the now is a gift. Now is a gift. But the ego will say, this sucks. The ego will be like, life's so bad. Life's so, why doesn't anything go my way? And the ego will trick you. And you never ever want to speak anything bad about yourself or about life because your words are very powerful. Do you know that? Your words are spells. That's why they say, that's why they call it spelling. You never ever want to talk something bad about yourself. Always say, I am the best, or I can do this, or I am amazing, or I am loved, okay? Don't want to speak anything bad about yourself ever, okay? Now, the present time is a gift. And when you're present in the moment, you actually get to see that nothing else really matters. Yeah, like, oh, okay, I'm present right now, and later I have to go to a meeting that I'm uncertain of. If you're thinking about the meeting, you're just going to be causing a lot of anxiety, a lot of a high frequency rate. We actually want to get to a rate of frequency that is nice and stable. And the way we get this is by meditating. Okay? Now, a fun gift. I actually didn't know what I'm gonna go in this video, and mentioning about life is a gift and present in the moment. My daughter's name is actually Jasmine. And what does Jasmine mean? Jasmine means a gift from God. My beautiful baby angel Jasmine is a gift from God. And that is the same as the now. The now is a gift from God. So if we can get out of our heads, okay, and we can learn to just sit still. This is the most powerful thing. Just sit still. Second you wake up, you don't want the world to get to you before you can get to yourself, yeah? We can just sit still. and become aware, you'll be able to master your attention and put your attention into the reality that you actually want to create. I hope you enjoyed this. If you found this useful, please hit the subscribe, share this with somebody, and leave me a comment down below. There's going to be a lot of videos to come. This was the very first video that I created with this beautiful whiteboard. But there's a lot more, going to be a lot more going in depth. We're going to talk about everything mentally, physically, and spiritually. We're going to be talking about esoteric knowledge, and we are going to be talking about every aspect of life that you can do to better yourself. That's what Beast Mastery is about. It's about mastering the beast inside, and that beast inside you is God. That's the God inside you. He's inside me, He's inside you, He's inside everything. And now He's given us the chance to master that beast.